Don and Diane Capitello have been making music together since they were kids, and they're going above and beyond with their passion. I'm Christine Persichetti with this Currents News update. They've never left the Diocese of Brooklyn and have served the church for decades. As Currents News' Jessica Easthope shows us, they're more in sync with each other and their faith than ever.
They make it look effortless, communicating with just a look. As they direct a choir of more than 20 people of all different ages and abilities. But 50 years of marriage will do that.
Our lives are in sync, just like our music is in sync. It's the best. It's the best.
We're very lucky to be able to work together.
Yeah, we finish each other's sentences in here.
Don and Diane Capitello have been the music directors at St. Margaret's Church in Middle Village for 12 years. Together, the husband and wife team choose the music, coordinate rehearsals, and perform every Sunday.
We know what we can do for other people, like having people in the choir and accepting people at all their levels of where they are. But they know that no matter where they are, they're here to praise God.
Music is their first true love. They met as children singing in the choir at St. Rita's in East New York. The notes mapped out their journey from there, and the liturgy became the soundtrack to their love story. During the week, they're Catholic school teachers. Diane, the principal of St. Athanasius Catholic Academy in Bensonhurst.
Here we go.
Don, a math teacher at Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Ozone Park. Come Sunday, Don plays a traditional organ and Diane a keyboard version. The two say their vocation has been sharing their talents.
If he gives us this gift that we can share music with the children and with the people in the parish, that's our calling.
Father Robert Armato, the pastor of St. Margaret's, says the Capitello's music ministry proves you need harmony to evangelize.
People being drawn in with the priest, with the congregation, with the choir, everybody working together.
Don and Diane have had highs and lows like any couple, but they keep looking ahead to next Sunday. In Middle Village, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
Wow, they truly give a new meaning to the phrase power couple. Meanwhile, at another church in Queens, it was a day of prayer for the incarcerated on Sunday. The Bishop of Brooklyn, Robert Brennan, celebrated Mass with the families of incarcerated people at Our Lady of Sorrows Church in Corona. The liturgy was hosted by Thrive for Life Ministry, which helps transform the lives of the incarcerated behind and beyond prison walls. Terrorist Sayfullah Saipov will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole for killing 8 people on a New York City bike path. This after a jury failed to reach a unanimous decision on the death penalty. Saipov will now live the rest of his days at a maximum security prison in Colorado. If a death sentence was reached, it would have been the first one in 60 years in New York. Mayor Eric Adams is opening 2 more emergency shelters because of the influx of migrants. The first shelter will be located in the vacant Candler Tower in Times Square, where the old McDonald's was located. The other, a 6-story commercial building at 455 Jefferson Street in Brooklyn. Over the last year, more than 50,000 migrants made their way to New York City. The first hearing in what could be the most consequential abortion case since the overturning of Roe v. Wade is set for Wednesday. Several medical organizations and doctors are suing the FDA over its approval and expansion of mifepristone. That's one of 2 drugs used in chemical abortions, which account for more than half of all abortions in the country. The FDA changed its policy on January 3rd to allow pharmacies to sell mifepristone, as opposed to only certified doctors, clinics, and some mail-order pharmacies. Turning now to the story of a spiritual mother who is coming to the big screen. She impacted millions, yet no one knows her name. Francesca Cabrini had a dream to build a global empire of hope. But in her era, women had no voice. They were expected to follow, not lead. But lead she did, creating an order of nuns and heading to America to serve the millions of poor immigrants in the Diocese of Brooklyn. Now, Mother Cabrini's story is the subject of a new movie. Monsignor Jamie Gigantiello, the Vicar for Development in the Diocese of Brooklyn, helped work on the film. He joined Currents News in January to talk about why it was so important to get her story out there.
What she did, think about it, over 100 years as a woman coming to this country not knowing any, hardly speaking the language, and opening all these schools and orphanages and hospitals for immigrants, mainly Italian, but others as well. And what she did as a woman, what she was up against, you know, not only with the church, but also in society. And what she did is amazing. I mean, she's a role model for young girls today.
Absolutely.
The courage that she had to do this.
And again, that was Monsignor Jamie Gigantiello, the Vicar for Development for the Diocese of Brooklyn. A private screening of the Mother Cabrini movie will be happening in the Diocese of Brooklyn tonight, and Currents News and The Tablet are there. We'll have the full story on that private screening tomorrow, Wednesday, March 15th, right here on Currents News. Some students at Zaverian High School in Brooklyn seem to be following Mother Cabrini's lead and inspiring others. The Clippers got clipped for a good cause. Freaking out the barber shop smocks, more than 110 students and faculty members shaved their heads Monday to help kids fighting cancer. Zaverian raised over $80,000 for Arms Wide Open Childhood Cancer Foundation, which helps fund less toxic therapies for kids with cancer so they can have a better quality of life. And you could still help the Clippers fight cancer. Just go to zaverian.org/clip-the-clippers to donate. And finally tonight, a thank you to the more than 800 artists who took part in the St. Joseph Art Contest. The competition is in partnership with the Tablet newspaper, the Co-Cathedral of St. Joseph, and the Archbishop John Hughes Council of the Knights of Columbus. Hundreds of students from 1st through 12th grades sent in their masterpieces depicting the fatherhood of St. Joseph. They were then judged and ranked 1st through 3rd place, separating high schoolers out into their own category. And those winners will receive a cash prize of up to $500. Now, if you were a student who submitted and won, you should be getting notified soon. So good luck to all very talented kids. That is this Currents News update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news.
Currents News is there.
Our team coverage begins with Currents News' Jessica Easthope outside the cathedral in downtown Los Angeles.
Thousands of people have been coming here today to pay their respects to Bishop David O'Connell.
The final farewell for a bishop whose life was tragically cut short. Plus a look at his impactful ministry.
That's where Bishop O'Connell liked to spend most of his time.
And hearing from those who knew him best.
He was always like, good, yes, like what do you need? Yes, I'll be there.
Bishop O'Connell would go out and walk the streets and get to know people.
I don't think we're going to have another one like Bishop David O'Connell.
I was better for having known David O'Connell.
When news happens, Currents News is there.